Hello and welcome. It's the 19th day of January 2023. My name is Cyril and I'm saying welcome to another interesting episode of the newspaper review here on TAF TV. There are so many interesting headlines in today's papers, but I'll introduce the person who is here to do the papers with me today once again. That's Mr. Victor Sioku. Sir, you are welcome once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Happy Thursday.
Yes, happy Thursday to you. We are gradually approaching the end of another week. And just before we go straight to the papers for the day, I would like us to talk a bit about the English Premier League, how the table has been so far, and then some hiccups that have been in the way of some top four teams that are considered top four. I think yesterday we saw Manchester United and Crystal Palace slugging it out at I think the home of Crystal Palace, where almost everyone thought Man U would come out with at least a 2-0 win, but unfortunately they slumped and then it ended 1-1.
That's football.
What do you make of that unfortunate headline? so much disappointment. I know a number of them are actually disappointed because they wanted to close the gap on Arsenal, in preparation for the Arsenal game coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I believe they didn't see that coming. So do you think Ten Hag's introduction of what's his name, Casemiro, into that game, do you see it as a wise option? Because lots of people are saying you should have rested Casemiro since Casemiro already has 4 yellow cards already. So since he had a yellow card yesterday, that means he's going to miss the Arsenal game. So I was expecting he would keep Casemiro on the bench and then start maybe Fred and McTominay in midfield in play. But well, I don't know. What do you make of that?
But mind, is it not safer for them to have won yesterday's game than talking about Arsenal Man U? Knowing that, see, you first go for where you are very sure of your points before you start talking about risking it for the next game.
You count one before you count two.
Yeah, so right now you've seen they drew at the end of the day. They lost 2 points. And you know what that also
and the attack was also wasteful.
Okay.
Rashford was wasteful.
Yes.
Fernandes was wasteful. Yes.
Although he scored.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that is football for you. Because even during the weekend, if our viewers had watched the review that we had, the fans' reaction review, one guy was like, see, leave it for Man U by weekend. By the time we finish Crystal Palace, we'll deal with Arsenal.
That is what a good turn of favor has done to some fans right now. Look at Man U that were actually struggling a few months ago, just because of these past few winnings. Now everybody is now, all the fans are now bugaing. They are bugaing now, beginning to make mouths here and there. Even Arsenal fans as well.
Yeah.
Yes, they have been topping the league for some time now. But I mean, when was the last time Arsenal topped the English Premier League? It's been a while. This season. And then what I've heard from Arsenal fans this period, man, my mouth cannot say it.
Hey, sorry.
I'm like, Arsenal. Arsenal and Pride are like this.
Hey, then Chelsea happens to Chelsea. Then what about Chelsea?
Okay, just before we call it quits on the world of sports, I don't know if you saw, there's something I saw on the internet today about a man who, I don't know if it's a new sport, but he was competing. It's a slap game, and then they ended up disfiguring his face for an amount I don't really know of, but I think there's a belt to be won. What kind of game is that,
Yeah,
Victor? Did you see that on online today?
Yes. The face was fully disfigured, and man, see, you can't take away innovation from man. That's from human. So there will be innovations day in, day out. So this one is about a slap competition.
Wow.
That they even have a league.
Are you serious?
A league for slap competition. Just like when UFC sports was coming. When I first saw UFC, I was like, what a devilish, deadly sport is this? But at the end of the day, the UFC is a top game. So innovations must come on. Unfortunately for this man, just because of about £4,000, his face was fully disfigured. I don't know, but
Mr. Victor, don't you think it's quite very, very risky, given the fact that they don't put on any protective mask, whatever. It's I think the bare hands to the bare face, everything just like that. Even in what was it called, kickboxing, at least they wear something in the hands. But this one, I don't know. I feel like it's too risky, and since it's a league,
Yes.
your face is already this disfigured.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you want to continue? How do you want to continue it? How do you want to bring your face back to normal before the next game?
Yes.
And then the next man comes to destroy it and then finally destroy it. Okay. All right. That's the much you can take now. I think that's just a quick one on the world of sports. Let's move straight now to our papers for today. We'll be starting first by looking at the Vanguard newspaper. Some interesting headlines here in the Vanguard. We'll start on in page 5, where we have gradual removal of petrol subsidy starts April. Gradual removal of petrol subsidy starts April, according to federal government. Okay, more details of that headline is on page 5 of the Vanguard. On page 31 of the Vanguard, we have our work is speaking for us. Our work is speaking for us, according to Kwara government. Our work is speaking for us, according to Kwara government, on page 31 of the Vanguard newspaper. On page 31 again, we have Buhari approves 1.9 trillion naira for NNPC's intervention in 44 road projects. Buhari approves 1.9 trillion naira for NNPC's intervention in 44 road projects. That's on page 31 of the Vanguard. Next here on page 6, we have Ofa Bank robbery. Ofa Bank robbery. How Kyari offered me 10 million naira visa to implicate Saraki. According to suspect on page 6, Ofa Bank robbery. How Kyari offered me 10 million naira visa to implicate Saraki. According to suspect on page 6. On page 16, we have Olufashon. Obi's victory would surge the legitimate agitation for a president of Igbo extraction and create inclusivity that unites Nigeria. All right, that's on page 16 of the Vanguard. On page 20, we have law examining Albert Bassi's post-conviction ball. Gober ambition. Examining Albert Bassi's post-conviction ball. Gober ambition. Okay, more details of that headline is on page 20 of the Vanguard. On page, now in the world of sports, on page 38, we have Brodericks must not be allowed to die. Brodericks must not be allowed to die, according to Jala. Okay, Brodericks must not be allowed to die, according to Jala. That's on page 38 in the Vanguard newspaper. And on page 33, we have Buhari, Obasanjo, Adebanjo, Sanwo-Olu, Obi, Tinubu, others hail Anyoku at 90. Buhari, Obasanjo, Adebanjo, Sanwo-Olu, Obi, Tinubu, others hail Anyoku at 90. Okay. Lastly, in the Vanguard for today, we have on page 10, Nigeria's next president should come from Southeast. Nigeria's next president should come from Southeast, according to NCEF. That's on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. That's the much we can take in the Vanguard for today. You want more headlines on more details on the headlines you heard, get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper for yourself. Mr. Victor, what do you make of the gradual removal of petrol subsidy that's about to start April by federal government?
Okay. Yes. The Minister of Finance announced yesterday through the World Economic Forum that is happening at Davos in Switzerland that she was being interviewed, that she was like, come April 2023, that the regime of oil subsidy will be relaxed slowly, okay, so that it will not just be too hard on Nigerians. But I have something to say today. They should know that in many parts of the country, since September, they have not been buying petrol at the official rate. In Rivers State, for over a month now, we've been unable to buy petrol on the official rate. Even in December, from December 20th, it rose as high as 400 naira. And right now, if you get it at 290, you are very lucky. Most fuel stations are selling 300 in Port Harcourt. And I know that if they are selling 300 in Port Harcourt, what's happening in Imo State? What is happening in places like Onhofia, Orochukwu, all those zones? This one is that we have even some tank farms not so far from us. And you begin to wonder, what is happening? Is the regime, the zero subsidy regime, hasn't it started for us here? So for her to say that by April that they will slowly remove the subsidy, my friend, I don't think they are being sincere to us. And why is it that up till now the NAPC have not retracted their statement that there is petrol all over the country?
Okay.
But we know that there's no petrol all over the country. We are having scarcity, and at the same time, the depot owner, both the private and the government depots, they put so much taxes on people, on trailers, on the marketers, and they be crying out foul. So they should stop all these gimmicks. We know that the subsidy regime has to go, because we spend over 3 trillion. We are going to spend over 3 trillion naira just from January till June to service subsidy. And graciously, they only budgeted from January till June. And I ask, what if our naira goes bad the more? What if our forest goes to its dungeon, to its valley, where it might hit $1 to 900 naira? Reason, because the election is almost here, and you know our elections affect foreign exchange. So what if it goes that high? Are they going to sustain? Is it sustainable? The 3 trillion naira that they want to use from January till June, will it be sustainable? The answer is no. So I think it's not just about coming out to say the oil subsidy regime will be taken off slowly. They should tell us the actual truth. Why are Nigerians still buying these products right now so expensive? Why is kerosene that is not being subsidized being sold for almost 1,000 naira?
Okay. So your point is that the government is not being totally honest with us.
They are not being honest for us. Okay. They are not being honest to us, rather. So they should just come out. I know most Nigerians are there. When you tell them about subsidy, they'll be like, man, what are you even talking about?
Don't you think it's as a result of the fact that maybe they are just confused about, okay, maybe these people might not be able to deal with the truth if we should tell them the truth?
You know, it's the election year too. They also want to protect their party, if you ask me.
Okay.
I think they want to, they want to protect their party, my brother. So you ask, why is it that they did not even start this oil subsidy, the removal of the oil subsidy? Why didn't they start it by January this year?
Okay.
Why then wait after the election? In fact, after the reigns of the current president. So when he's handing over his seat by May 29th, then by the end of June, you say, okay, no more subsidy. It does not make sense, my brother. They know what they are doing.
Okay.
They do know.
Okay.
They do know.
Okay, let's take a look now at more headlines in the Guardian newspaper. This one says on page 3, senior advocates question legal framework of 2023 elections. Senior advocates question legal framework of 2023 elections. Okay, that's on page 3 of the Guardian. On page 3 again, we have, I understand Nigeria's issues, says Kwankwaso at Chatham House. Okay, I understand Nigeria's issues, says Kwankwaso at Chatham House. That's on page 3 again of the Guardian. Next, we have posers on Buhari's security success. Posers on Buhari's security success. All right. This one says on page 5, CBN allays fears over counterfeit new Naira notes. CBN allays fears over counterfeit new Naira notes. That's on page 5 of the Guardian. On page 4, we have Buhari okays 1.9 trillion Naira for NNPC to reconstruct 44 federal roads. Okay, that's on page 4. On page 28, we have Obong of Calabar re-elected days after sacking by Supreme Court. Obong of Calabar re-elected days after sacking by Supreme Court. That's on page 28. And lastly, in The Guardian for today, we have here on page 29, I was offered 10 million naira visa to implicate Saraki, says Ofa robbery suspect. Okay, more details of that headline is on page 29 of The Guardian. Get a copy of The Guardian for yourself. Mr. Victor, which of these headlines interest you?
I think I would love to talk about Kwankwaso and his visit at the Chatham House yesterday. Okay. So he made some will I say, strong points. Okay, and he really spoke a whole lot. Gave some cool ideas about if he becomes the president of this country, how he's gonna turn the tides
things around. Okay.
Yes. But the most part of the news or his speech that is making rounds is where he made mention of the Labour Party and the person of Mr. Petrol. So what did he say? He said that he wasn't going to hand over, or he wasn't going to step down for P2B. Okay, reason. He went a bit back to say, okay, when P2P emerged the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, there was just so much frenzy. Okay, and yes, there were discussions for the NMPP, that's the party he belongs to merge with the Labour Party. But yes, he said that there were too many distractions as at that time, and that did not materialize. Okay.
He even asked Atiku and Tinubu to withdraw from the elections as well.
Yes. So he's been making his point, and statistically, not just statistically, or will I say by predictions, he found out that my brothers, he found out that he might just be placed around 4th. When I mean by opinion polls, he might be placed around person that might come 4th position during the election, meaning that he is a force to reckon with. And anybody that, will I say, he pitches tent with, he will definitely give that presidential candidate some numbers. But he is coming out to say, see, that he is not giving anybody his position. Reason, because he sees himself as the most qualified candidate on the ballot. Reason, he stated that for the past 30 years that he's been in politics. Not just about that he's been former governor for 2 terms, meaning he's been governor for 8 years, and also a senator of the house. So when you gather all that, and mind you, yes, he was once a minister. Okay? So he has ranked the ranks, okay, of becoming a politician, and also a learned fellow. And he also stated out there that, see, he cannot substitute himself being a professor over a trader like P2B. So a whole lot of
so what's he trying to say? Is he trying to look down on the profession of P2B?
No, but he's just trying to tell you that he's more knowledgeable, that he's a man of capacity. Yes, you know, many a times they mention capacity, competence, and what else? Character, the 3 C's. So he's trying to say, okay, when it comes to capacity, my brother, my sister, don't neglect me, because I have what it takes. I have the experience more than all these other fellas out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's his point. I think he had a cool time at the Chatham House yesterday.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. So we'll go on a quick break now, and when we return, we'll take our last paper and then we'll call it a day. Please stay tuned.
Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
Hey, you're welcome back from that short break, and we'll have a look now at the Daily Sun, which happens to be our last paper for today. Interesting headlines here says, this on page 6, Obasanjo reveals why MKO Abiola didn't become president. Obasanjo reveals why MKO Abiola didn't become president. Okay, more of that headline is on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And on page 29 of the Daily Sun, we have NNPCL to spend 215.3 billion naira on Southeast South roads. Okay, that's on page 29. On page 28, we have fresh crisis rocks APC NWC over agent portal. Mode of primaries for Imo, Kogi, Bayelsa. Okay, more details of that headline is on page 28. On page 4, we have 2023 will be tougher for drug barons and cartels, according to Mawa. 2023 will be tougher for drug barons, cartels, according to Mawa, on page 4 of the Daily Sun. On page 29, you have NNPCL to spend an additional 1.9 trillion naira on 44 roads nationwide. All right, that's on page 29. On page 25, we have NLC president fights publicly with civil servants, threatens to sack them. NLC president fights publicly with civil servants, threatened to sack them. That's on page 25. And lastly, today in the Daily Sun, we have Obi-Kwankaso, I will never step down. Support Obi. Ask Atiku Tinubu to withdraw from elections. Okay, more of that headline is on page 6 and page 27 of the Daily Sun newspaper. That's the much we can take in the Daily Sun. You want more details, get a copy of these papers for yourself. Mr. Victor, once again, the Daily Sun newspaper, which of the headlines would you want to?
We saw the General Obasanjo shaking some tables.
Okay.
Over there in Abiyokuta, yeah. So he was with his boys, his Old Boys Association, that's from the Baptist school in Abiyokuta. So they had their 100-year anniversary, and he made a very strong point there, saying that it was due to envy or bad belle. Yeah, that's the right word. He used bad belle. That bad belle made MK Abiola not to become president. Okay, just a bit back of the history. Now, okay, so why did he make such statement? Because it was from that same school that he attended, same school that was where MKO Abiola attended. So, mind you, the two of them are from Ogun State. Okay, so he was like, had he been, it was not because of bad belly, this school would have had 2 presidents. Okay, so much will I say pride for the school, okay, that they almost got 2 presidents. But yes, it's also there to state that MKO Abiola was also declared president. Or not declared president. He was declared winner of the election. Okay, and mind you, that was in 1993 after the election that, yes, in quote, he won the election. And since they did not declare him president, the then military did not declare him president, he went ahead in 1994 to declare himself president, which now took him to prison because they jailed him because of that, with respect to treason and all that. Then in 1998, he died in detention. And, there are so much information about there, different kind of information about there that what really killed him. But yes, Obasanjo has made his point, saying that, see, if not for bad belle, okay, and we know that he's talking about the North having bad belle for MK Abiola, and come to think of it, Abiola had to die. But yes, that's also.
What do you think caused the delay of his announcement as the president
of MK Abiola?
Yes, what do you think caused the delay?
It's up there. It's up there in the space that the then military government. Babangida. A lot of fingers are being pointed out to Babangida, not liking the outcome of the results. Okay, and the then military. But see, now Nigeria, we just like what he said, bad belly. We know that Nigeria is a country of will I say we have some level of
tribal sentiments.
Oh my God! I can't fathom the kind of words to use with the level of tribalism we have in this country. Just like even Obi-Kwankaso that went to the Chatham House, he still used such term, saying that the Labour Party is an ethnic party, is a one-sided party. but his own party is a nationalistic party. So you cannot also do politics of the entire Nigeria without trying to find ways or tactics or words to use to mend both sides of the divide, the north and the south. So it has been an issue, my brother, since 1914. And if we go down to history, like what some persons say, that the British are the cause of all this, because they say that the British gave so much power to the north, both in military, in the number of military personnel that they had, number of facilities that they kept in their places. Oh, man, the story is just it's quite long. But yes, we should not also just have that as a divider, as in a pointer to select the next president of this country. Well, because of what? Hunger does not respect tribalism. Hunger is hunger. Poverty does not care about that. When a man is hungry, what he needs is food. So we should be thinking about that. Who will become the president that will be able to cater for the entire country, that will be able to help our economic state, that will be able to improve the lives of Nigerians, both in Nigerians and in the diaspora.
That's what Nigerians should be looking out for now.
Yes, I know we have issues when it comes to tribalism. I know for every Nigerian.
But now is not the time to be tribalistic.
There is a complaint about the north is not favoring us, or the south is against us, or this is so we know about that. But is that what we really need right now? No. The aim of this country now is to tackle security and to tackle insecurity, and also to tackle hunger and poverty in the land. That should be it right now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for sharing your thoughts on the headlines today with me. I really appreciate your contribution on the program today. And I also appreciate you, my wonderful viewers who have been faithful. You've heard it all. This is the end of the program for today. Please make sure you make good use of your PVCs come the election. Do not be tribalistic, because any mistake you make now is for another 4 to 8 years. That is a fact. Don't be tribalistic. Don't sell your votes. Use it wisely. And then we'll see Nigeria turn out to be better than what it used to be. This is the end of the newspaper review once again. My name is Cyril Aloysius. It's been an amazing time with you today. Please follow us on all our social media platforms if you haven't. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can check us out on YouTube. We're TAF TV. On Instagram, we're TAF TV_NG. On Facebook, we're TAF TV. And on Twitter, we're TAF TV. Until we come your way again next time, do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.